Well, now, last night, as actually is the case 2 or 3 nights of most weeks, I went to a bike night. I went to Montford Bridge over near Shrewsbury, and I bumped into the usual suspects, my usual mates, and we talked about the usual thing, but there were a couple of new people there who I'd not met before, who came and had a chat. Young people who'd just started, like 17, 18-year-olds who'd just started riding bikes. And they got chatting, and one of them asked, there were 3 of them, myself and 2 of my friends, one of them asked of us all how we got into it, how we started riding motorbikes. And in the case of all of us, as soon as we were old enough to hold a licence, which was 16 in the UK, we got ourselves a bike. It was transport, it was freedom. And it was kind of a natural progression, really, for me. I rode from about the age of 12. Oh, bang that mirror! I keep banging that left mirror. Yeah, from about the age of 12, I rode what was known in this country as schoolboy motocross. So it was sort of an adapted. Messed about with BSA Bantam, the first bike I had, not particularly quick. And we used to ride around the track with kids of similar age. Now other people perhaps weren't that lucky, so they rode a little Honda Cub, a little Honda 50 around the field and got bollocking off the farmer. But quite a few people had experience of motorcycles before actually getting on the road with one. And it was just kind of it was a thing we did when we were kids. You would have knowledge of and experience with motorcycles before you were old enough to legally ride one on the road. Nowadays, it's definitely it's a more expensive hobby, and it's a lot more difficult to get to pass your driving test, and to get yourself unleashed on a big, decent, large-sized bike with a bit of power, if that's what you want. So I was the only one of the 3 of us that was actually riding legally, I suppose, in motorcycle competition, in motocross, at a young age. The other 2 used to blast around farmers' fields on whatever bike they could find. Plus I had 2 older brothers and a father, all of whom rode motorcycles, so it was kind of going to happen with me. And I had no parental resistance or anything, I just started. It just naturally happened. On my 16th birthday, I rode to school on a bike. And you look at it and you think, well, different people nowadays seem to ride different bikes for different reasons. You get the die-hard sports bike people in the leathers that cost a fortune and match the bikes. You get the cruiser guys. You get hipsters, for God's sake, they never used to exist. You get all these different types of people ride motorbikes. Some of them for style, some of them for freedom. I don't even know. I think with me it's habit, I've been doing it so long now, I just can't get out of the habit of riding a bike. I'm going to have to sit down and think about this. Anyway, leave a comment. Tell me why you started. how you started. It's something you had to do. You just felt you couldn't wait to do it. I mean, some people start, they never had a bike when they were young. They sort of grew up, got married, had kids, and then when the kids were all grown up, they thought, what can I do now? Well, I know, I never had a motorbike, so I'll get myself one now. I mean, there's all sorts now. I don't think that used to happen a few years ago. Now, I know a lot of the trike people, but I didn't recognise that one. The Trike Club, or at least some of them, a handful of them, meet at the Tiddly. And they've been known to have a rally or two up there. So I do know a few of them, but I don't recognise that one. Yeah, we never used to have bike nights either years ago. You'd just all gather at the same cafe or the same pub. It wasn't like an organised thing, it would just happen. Now it's kind of organised, and people talk about seasons, and I mean they're talking now around here, oh, the bike night season is almost finished. So although I can still go to the same cafes and the same pubs, there won't be anywhere near as many people gathered around at them. So what do you reckon? How do you get into it? Well, now apparently we're supposed to be having a bit of an Indian summer, i.e. quite warm, dry, and it's supposed to be bright. Just goes to show you shouldn't believe weather forecasters on the TV, because it's dull, it's not cold, but it's cool. Maybe it'll brighten up later on. We'll see.